Okay, we are going to continue on the 6.1 note, so flip over to the next page. Okay, so D, the ratio of measures of two complementary angles is 3 to 5. Find the measure of the angles. So, complementary means they add to a total of 90 degrees, right? So then, that is a total, so we need a total here. Total here would be 8, the 5 plus the 3. So, part over total equals part over total. We know 90 degrees total, but we don't know the part. We know 3 is the part out of 8, the total. Cross multiply, and I get 270 equals 8x. So I get x equals 33.75. And then 33.75 so that's the first angle. But then I could subtract that from 90 and I get this for my second angle. You can do it that way, or you can do it the way that we were doing on the front, the extended ratio. So we have 3x plus 5x equals that 90 degrees, right? So then I get 8x equals 90. I'm going to divide by 8, and I get 11.25. But then once you get that 11.25, you need to plug it back in for the x here, and you'll get the 33.75 answer. And then we do 5 times that 11.25, and you get the 56.25 for your answer. Okay. Geometric mean. Geometric mean of two positive numbers, a and b, is the positive number x that satisfies if I do a over x equals x over b. So what you are doing is you are taking these numbers and you're going to write them as a proportion. You're going to do 4 over x equals x over 25. Okay, so this would be how you would find geometric mean of two numbers. The first number always goes on top of the first ratio. The second number always goes on bottom of the second ratio. You cross multiply, so I get 100, because 4 times 25 is 100, equals x squared. X times x is x squared. To get rid of an x squared back down to an x, I square root. So I'm going to square root both sides. Square root of 100 is 10. So that is the geometric mean of those two things. So we're going to try this again. So 32 over x equals x over 8. Cross multiply. That gives me x squared. 8 times 32. So that's 240 and 16, I think. So 256. Let me make sure that. Yep. 256. I'm going to square root that to get it down to just x. Square root of 256 is 16. Next one. 2 over x equals x over 25. Cross multiply and I get x squared equals 50. Square root 50. And I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth, which is 2 decimal places. And it's okay to get a decimal on these. Just make sure to read what do they want you to round to. So 6 over x equals x over 20 on this one. Cross multiply. X squared equals 120. So square root. And I get x equals 10.95 if I'm going 2 decimal places. If I was just going to the nearest tenth, this 5 would make that go up, so this would actually be 11 would be your answer. Okay? Word problems. Go ahead and pause me and then unpause me when you are done. Okay, Miss Garfield's class has 32 students, of which 20 are girls. Write the ratio of girls to boys. Make sure to read the order that they want it. If there's 32 students total and 20 are girls, that would leave 12 for boys, right? So I want girls to boys in that order, but then you need to reduce that, right? So 4 goes into both. 4 goes into 20 5 times. 4 goes into 12 3 times. So there's the ratio of girls to boys. So for every 5 girls in the class, I have 3 boys. So if I had 10 girls, I would have 6 boys. Recipe calls for butter and sugar ratio of 2 to 3. So butter and sugar, so 2 must be butter, this must be sugar because of the order. You're using 6 cups of butter, so butter to sugar equals 6 cups butter, butter went on top, to sugar, okay? This is butter, this is sugar, this has to be butter, this has to be sugar, it has to match up. Cross multiply, and we get 2x equals 18. Divide by 2, so that means 9 cups of sugar. Ratio of boys to girls of a basketball team is 8 to 5, so 8 boys for every 5 girls. There are 30 girls, so 8 boys to 5 girls. 30 girls. How many boys? Cross multiply. 6, 12, 18, or sorry, 8, 16, 24, so that's 240 equals 5x. Divide by 5, divide by 5, x equals 48 boys. Now, go back and read the question. How many more boys are there than girls? Well, there's 30 girls, 48 boys, so there's 18 more. So make sure to read your question and do the whole question. Next one, Craig and Brian look for seashells. For every 9 seashells Craig found, Brian found 7. Craig found 54. So if I do 9 for Craig over 7 for Brian, it said Craig found 54. Craig's on top, so Craig has to stay on top. How many did Brian find? Cross multiply. I get 9x equals 54 times 7, 378. So divide that by 9. I get x equals 42 seashells for Brian. While attending a school carnival, you estimate a ratio of children to adults is 4 to 3. So 4 children for every 3 adults. There's 525 total people. About how many are children? So we want children in this scenario. So remember, 525 is a total. So I need a total over here. Total would be this, adding the children with the adults. So that'd be 7. But we want children. So I'm going to use the 4 for the children to x how many children total. Cross multiply, and I get 7x equals 525 times 4, 2100. Divide by 7, divide by 7. That's 300 children, which would make 525 minus 300, 225 adults, and adults would be less than children, which is what we're wanting, because for every 4 kids, there's 3 adults, so there's going to be less adults. Okay, so what you are going to do now is in your packet, no, actually there's a Schoology assignment. There's a 6.1 Schoology assignment. And then after that 6.1 Schoology assignment, in your supplementary packet, the very first assignment here, I'm going to try to do this without showing too much. The very first assignment here is called this guy. Worksheet Ratios and Proportions. You are going to complete that and then enter your answers into Schoology for that. Okay, so you have 2 assignments for 6.1.